Let's take a look at working with buttons in our Viewlet Builder 7 project. In this particular example, we're going to add an interactive button to the first introductory slide of our project that the viewers will have to click in order to play the Viewlet. So to start, we'll select Insert Button, which displays a button on the particular slide that we want to add this button to. Now, the button that displays on the slide will be determined by what you have configured in your style sheet, but we can edit the style of this button at any point. You notice that we have a cursor blinking inside of our button. This means that we're in text edit mode at this point. And along the context sensitive toolbar, we have tools available to us for editing the text. For right now, let's go ahead and highlight the text and we'll change it to something else, to say something like play video. Then to exit text edit mode, we'll click off of it. Now, we're going to click back on the button and we get a different second level context sensitive toolbar. In this case, maybe we want to go ahead and change the style of the button to something else. To do this, let's open up the button style window and then we can choose any style from the pre-installed styles that come with Viewlet Builder 7. So for example, let's go ahead and choose this one and click OK. Now we can go ahead and position the button again where we want to, and let's go back in and actually edit some more of the text. To do this, to go back into text edit mode, just go ahead and click twice. Now we want to go ahead and highlight the text, and we have the ability to maybe change it to italics or underline. Right now it's bold. We can also change the text. Maybe we want to change it to a different font. We also can change the color of the text. Maybe we want it to change it to something more like that. And then we'll click OK. And we can also change the size. And let's set it to that 18, and then we can also change alignment as needed as well. Now let's go ahead and click off, and as you notice, it went ahead and placed the text on two different lines. That's because of wrapping. Now if we don't want it on two different lines, we can go ahead and select the button again itself and resize it as needed. And let's go ahead and make this a little bit different. Okay, so then we can also go ahead and reposition it on the slide. So you can do whatever you want with your button text, as you can see here with what we've done. So we'll just keep that for this particular example. Now once we've gone ahead and chosen the style for the button and we've changed the text and some of its attributes, there's a couple more things we need to do. For example, with the button itself selected while not in text edit mode, we need to add some kind of an action to it so that the viewer, when they click it, something will happen. To do this, we'll go ahead and select the events icon, which opens up the button events window. Now for the on-click action, again, when the viewer clicks, we want something to happen in this particular example. So we'll go ahead and add an action. Now we can choose any kind of action we want. We're not limited to just a play action, okay? But again, for this particular example, we're going to go ahead and have the action be when the viewer clicks, the viewlet will move forward one slide. We'll click OK. It adds the action to the list, and again we can have multiple actions for this particular on-click event. Again, here we're just going to keep it simple to show you how it works. And then we'll go ahead and click OK. And the action is added to this particular button. Now, one other thing we should do, of course you can add multiple buttons to any slide. But again, we're keeping this particular example simple to show you just how to add a button and the actions and all. Now in this case, since this is the only button we're going to have on this slide, we want to go ahead and check along the timeline for the timing of the slide. Right now the slide only has 1 second for its duration. That is not going to be enough time for the viewer to go ahead when the viewlet starts playing to see all of the images and then read the title for the slide and then notice, oh, maybe I need to play the video, because the slide will display at this point for 1 second and then just move on, which really negates any of the reason for having a button on here at all. So what we need to do when we add this kind of a particular interactive button is not forget, let's add a pause zone to this slide, and that's easily done by clicking Insert Pause Zone. That will add a red triangle to the bottom of your slide here. As you see, that won't show up in your published file, but it's indicated by a pause zone layer so that now when this viewlet opens up and plays, it will pause on this particular slide, forcing the viewer to click the play video button in order to continue playing. Now we can see how this works by saving our file. Then we can go Project, Preview in Browser, and we'll temporarily compile it, and then let's see how this works. And as we go ahead and see it, now you notice that it went ahead and it paused on the first slide here. So we have to go ahead and click the button here in order for it to continue playing. So let's go ahead and close the browser here. So that's all there is to it. Again, you can add one or multiple buttons to slides and use them with any kind of actions attached. That's up to you. So if you have any questions on this particular topic or any others while working with interactive buttons in your particular project or while working with any other Qarbon products, please visit us online at qarbon.com. That's Qarbon.com. Happy viewletting!